What is up guys, Meridius back again with a short Ashes of Creation video, this time looking over the loot system. It's a pretty damn important system to me, as I'm sure it is to a lot of you, and as such, no matter what people say, it deserves its own video. I would like to mention, before continuing however, that with Ashes of Creation's early stage of development, everything I say here may or may not change as the game reaches closer to launch, so don't take anything I say too close to heart. Although I do try to keep my information as up-to-date as possible. On the surface of Ashes of Creation's loot system is fairly similar to that of other MMORPGs. Its loot rules being determined by the group's leader, who has the option of 3 rules. He may choose a certain recipient of loot, have the items randomly distributed to party members, or the uncertain option of our typical World of Warcraft need or greed dice roll system. Why would I say uncertain? Because as we've come to expect with the developers of Ashes of Creation, there's an option in the testing phase which may give the need or greed system a much needed upgrade. It's a fairly old and flawed system in my eyes and to other MMORPG players' eyes, so it would be nice to see it go. Presumably, Ashes of Creation's take on the need or greed system would be that of a bidding system. Before I explain, I can't tell you how many times in MMORPGs I've wasted multiple hours trying to obtain loot through raids, dungeons, and the likes just to have another person get the loot, even when it's not even for their character. It pisses me off heavily. So in an effort to solve this little problem, or at least I hopefully solve, and give players more choice in MMORPG, Ashes of Creation's bidding system will have party members commit to items instead of hitting need or greed. Players will instead be given an option to bid on an item that dropped. Whoever bids the highest gets the loot. It's a beautiful system, and I really hope it makes it into the final game. It solves a lot of problems for me personally, and me just being another MMORPG player like you, I'm sure you see value in it as well. If you're wondering, though, where I get this information from, because you obviously don't believe me, I'll just read this little snippet from Ashes of Creation's official blog. We're also looking at a potential bidding system, which allows a player who wants an item to bid against another player who wants the item. Instead of rolling, the person willing to pay the most gold gets the item. That gold then goes into a pool which is split among the rest of the party members. A win-win situation for the entire group. Ultimately, a system that people have to commit to getting things seems pretty perfect to me. We've all met that player that will just take any loot because they know it'll make some coin. But I'm not playing this on a biased basis. There are certain caveats, mostly scenarios that may play out. One of them being that because of the group sizes in Ashes of Creation, there's definitely more room for multiple characters to want the same thing, bidding on the same thing, which could cause things to be competitive gold-wise. But once again, there's some good in this from an MMORPG standpoint. I'm not going to go too in-depth, that's for another video, but this kind of system also fixes another problem with MMORPGs. Economy. Essentially, this bidding system is an interactive gold sink. It may not be a true gold sink where the money or gold disappears from players immediately, but it does, at least a little bit, keep only a small percentage of the population from having the majority of the gold, or at least in my mind it does. But that's just my take on the gold aspect, and I've been proven to think a tad bit differently than most, and that's all I have. It's pretty simple, but extremely important to me, and I hope it's extremely important to you. What do you guys think? Is this bidding system a no or a go? I've been Meridius, and I'll see you next time.